Good morning, friends. I hope you are all doing well this morning. So this is going to be day 9. It's day 9 of the yoga challenge. So just wanted to let you guys know that it is a snow day for my kids for this school here. This happens because we live in the mountains on the coast and they're not really equipped to deal with snow, and the roads get really mucky and really slippery, and it's up and down and very curvy roads. So anyways, they got closed down today, so I'm sorry, but I was planning on doing a yoga sequence, like a really short relaxing yoga sequence for the moon cycle for women, but I just don't have the space to do it with the kids playing, and I just don't want to have the noise in the background. It makes it kind of distracting. So we're gonna have a sit down video today that I planned a little while ago, and then there's gonna be another sit down video tomorrow, and then we will on Friday I'll have a yoga sequence for you can be using it for stress and stuff, but specifically for your moon cycle. So I'm really excited for that one. So today I'm going to just show you some of my yoga books, some of my favorite ones, and some of the ones I think would be really helpful for you if you're just starting off, just starting to learn, not really sure where to start. There's a lot of information, a lot of different yoga books. When my uncle had passed away, he was a yoga teacher as well, and he had collected so many books. So I have inherited all those books. I actually had to purge a lot of them because it was just so many. But I do have some from him and some that I got when I first started. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to show you guys if you're looking for kind of ideas of what you can purchase and look at or get from the library. So the first one that I had ever got when I was a kid was this, so I was 16 when I got this one, Yoga for Stress Relief. And I will take a picture of all these books and put it just in a post so that you guys can see. So if you want to like actually write down the names of the author and stuff like that. So this one is so good. I love it. It's so, here, I'll show you. It's so basic, and it just shows you like this is great for beginners. And it goes step by step. And some of the things obviously I wouldn't recommend doing. But that's kind of the thing about yoga books, is that like it's really hard to find a yoga book that doesn't have poses in it that don't need more description than what's just in the book. So for this kind of posture, I would be going to a class to get more instruction because it can damage your neck, right? So so there's going to be this in every book. So you kind of have to like take things as they come and just see if it looks like something that looks really hard or uncomfortable. Yeah, definitely go to a class. That's what I recommend above everything else, is talk to a teacher, go to a class so that you can understand how the posture is done in your own body. But just for reference and stuff, this is a great little book. So yeah. Anyways, I really like this one. This is the first one I ever got. So this is when I was just little, a little young one. This one I got from my uncle, and this one is great because it is really much for beginners. So it shows you a lot of props, how to use them, how to modify. So it's really great. I went through it just to double check. It doesn't look like it has anything super, I mean, once again, you still have, some poses, but overall, they're pretty good, and they go into good description. So this one's a good one as well. If you just want some ideas and some references, I think books are good to have. Even though you go to those classes, books are good to have for your own reference. If you're getting bored in your own practice, to look up and find different poses, find different things you can do. It's always inspiring, right? So this restorative one is awesome. I love this one. I use this even for my classes. I use this for people when I work with people that have severe issues like arthritis, or they have injuries and stuff like that. This is such a good book. So this shows you all of the good stuff and how to, I'll see if I can find one here, and how to prop yourself up and what chakra it's good for and like all the good stuff. So this is such a good one. This is all restorative. So everything that I was talking about the other day, where we're propping our body up and completely relaxing. So this is good for people with limited mobility. It's great for people that are healing from injury and recovering from accidents. It is good for relaxation. It's good for stress. It's good for trauma. So if you have any emotional trauma, these are so nourishing and so wonderful. So this book I definitely recommend. I love it. I use it lots. So it is a great reference book for me. So this one is like the holy grail. This one is like, I am not even kidding you. When I found this, I was like, oh my gosh. It is 2,100 yoga poses. And it goes from, like, it has some pretty crazy things in here. And like, you cannot, I can't do half of these. So for me, it was just for like inspiration, or for just looking at beautiful poses. Like, I just love it. So this one is more like just something that like I love that I wanted to share, but it is such a like huge book. Like, this thing is massive and it's heavy. So there's a lot of yoga poses in there. And, but yeah, like, it's good to have inspiration. And it's kind of nice to like be like, you know what, I don't know how to do this one pose. Let me look it up and see where I'm going wrong, or like how, you know, they're quite like, you know, moving this way or that way. So that's really good reference book to have for fun. Anyways, and then of course, I'm not sure if most people know this, but yoga is not just about the asana practice. It's not just about the physical postures that we do on the mat. It's about what we do off the mat. It's the yogi lifestyle, right? It's about being compassionate. It's about being honest. It's about living a life that's not harming other people or things. It's about being kind of mindful throughout your life of everything that you do and how it affects the people around you. There's whole philosophy books on this, and honestly, like, I've been in it for a while and I still am picking at some of the different books. It's a lot of information to take in. So as a beginner, as somebody, if you're just coming in and you're like, I really want to know more about kind of like the lifestyle and the ethics and all that sort of stuff, this was one of the books that my yoga teacher was reading when quite a long time ago. I would say 10 years ago, maybe 12. Anyways, it was after my first son was born. And she was talking about this book, and it was a book I picked up, and it was such a good read. It is such a like straightforward read. It talks about the ethics, but it's not using, you know, terms that might be unfamiliar. It's not Sanskrit. Like, it's so much more like easier to digest if you're just getting into it. So you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but like I highlight, on the back of course, but I highlighted lots of stuff in the middle. So it is a great book, this one. So Living Your Yoga. So this one is all about how do we take what we learn on the mat and bring it off our mat, right? Like I said in a previous video, you know, when you feel good on your mat, it's going to spill out. If you sit there and you practice every day and you're building up confidence and kindness and compassion to yourself, you're going to go to the world around you in a much more loving way, right? You're going to have more compassion for people in their situations. So there is a lot of ethics involved. But for me, like, a lot of the ethics are like kind of common sense stuff. Like they're kind of things that I'm like, well, yeah, of course you want to be nice to people, you know, like that kind of thing. Or, you know, of course you don't want to steal. But it goes into a little bit more detail about that. So like lying, for example, like you could sit there and say, well, I don't lie to other people, but maybe you lie to yourself. You know, I talked about this in a way back video about why we moved here. And it's like, I had to stop lying to myself that I was happy. I had to stop lying to myself that I felt fulfilled, you know, and taking off those veils. So it goes a little bit deeper than kind of the surface stuff, but a lot of it is just like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense, you know? And it just kind of reminds you to start practicing it and start off the mat, right? Start being more understanding and more compassionate and just being more present with people. And yeah, so I really love that book. That was a great starter book for me. I have so many books, you guys. There's so many books I need to get through that I just have not had the time. It's like one day I'll get there. So I've like read little bits of different books and then put them down and then come back to them. So, but yeah, so those are a few books that I thought might be of assistance to you guys. And like I said, take everything with a grain of salt. Some of the poses in some of these books are not poses I would be teaching beginners. So if you feel like this is uncomfortable in your body, or you're like, oh, I don't know, that looks a little bit intense, definitely go to a class. Going to a class is so important. Even online stuff, like you can do online stuff, but there's not anything different than that human connection, right? There's nothing better than that human connection of getting on your mat, going in, having community, and actually sitting with people and discussing these postures, discussing how it feels in your body and what you can do. So having that support, right? And then you can build off of there. So build that support and then go and have these books and have the videos online, all right? I am so sorry that I do not have an actual practice for you guys today. I'm trying to switch up, sit down with a practice and go back and forth, but such is life, and life throws us curveballs, and sometimes you just gotta fly with it. All right, so I hope you have a wonderful day. So yeah, the challenge, just get on your mat, make some time for yourself, and it's very cold and miserable out in a lot of places, so you know what, just take a really gentle practice. I had a really gentle practice yesterday, really gentle practice. So you know what, take your time, enjoy, put on some relaxing music, and we will see you tomorrow, all right? I'll talk to you later.